Very good evening, everyone. Welcome to the class. So, today itself we have this data released by NSO under MOSPI. So, the quarterly data, it is related to gross domestic product, GDP ka quarter 1 for 25-26, which is April to June, has been released. Here, some important data can be there which can be asked in the examination, like real GDP forecast, nominal GDP performances, sectoral distribution of GVA, particularly agriculture and allied sector. So we are going to cover all these things in this session. So stay tuned, and it is going to be very important from your examination perspective. I hope the audio video is good. Let's begin with this session then. So as I have told you, this is quarterly estimate of GDP for the first quarter 2025-26. Okay, so first of all, the data has been released by NSO under MOSPI, and the highlight of this entire thing is services sector in India is very buoyant. So this is highlight, that's why I've included in the first segment only. Remember, very buoyant growth is there in the services sector. It has led to Indian economy registering real GVA growth of 7.6% in quarter 1 of financial year 25-26. 7.6% GVA ग्रोथ है, GDP नहीं है. GVA इज वेरी सिग्निफिकेंट. आपको पता है हमने GDP GVA में डिफरेंस डिस्कस किया हुआ है. GDP आपको डिमांड साइड व्यू देता है. How much demand is there for the goods and services? GVA क्या है? Gross value addition. How much each sector has contributed? How much value each sector has added into the economy? सेक्टोरल वैल्यू एडिशन कितना है? वैल्यू एडिशन क्या होता है? आपने रॉ मटेरियल में कितना वैल्यू ऐड किया है, आपने एक्चुअल प्रोडक्शन कितना किया है, राइट? So GVA, here we are talking about. Services sector has been very buoyant. These are the key highlights. Remember this data, very important. Real GDP, रियल जीडीपी की हम यहाँ पर बात कर रहे हैं. रियल जीडीपी, नॉमिनल जीडीपी आपको पता ही है. रियल जीडीपी की बात कर रहे हैं. दिस इज रियल जीडीपी. ओके, आई विल कम टू एवरी डेटा. रियल जीडीपी इज कैलकुलेटेड ऑन base year prices, constant prices, right? And nominal GDP is calculated on current year prices. You know this thing. So real GDP has been estimated to grow by 7.8% in quarter 1 of financial year 25-26 over the growth rate of 6.5% during the quarter 1 of last fiscal year. So this is the thing, 7.8% it is expected to grow by financial year 25-26. Nominal GDP has witnessed a growth rate of 8.8% in quarter 1 of financial year 25-26. Agriculture and allied sector, this is very important, has observed real GVA growth rate. यहाँ पर हम GVA की बात कर रहे हैं, यानी agriculture and allied sector का contribution, value addition में, gross value addition में, the contribution of this particular sector, it has observed a growth rate of 3.7%. Remember, 3.7%. Secondary sector, particularly the manufacturing sector and the construction sector, they have registered above 7.5% growth rate at constant prices. That means this is also at real prices or constant prices. Then mining and quarrying की अगर हम बात करें, they have registered a moderate growth. They have even witnessed a decline. So mining and quarrying may you see minus 3.1%. Electricity, gas, water supply, other utility services 0.5%. So very moderate growth is there in this segment. All right. On the other hand, the tertiary sector has witnessed 9.3%, has recorded very substantial growth rate at constant prices. So this is also real figure. रियल जीवीए, टर्शरी सेक्टर का काफी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस है. ये भी कांस्टेंट प्राइसेस पे है, नॉमिनल करंट ईयर प्राइसेस पर नहीं है. टर्शरी सेक्टर आप याद रखेंगे, वेरी सब्सटेंशियल ग्रोथ रेट इन क्वार्टर 1 9.3%. एग्रीकल्चर एंड अलाइड का आप याद रखेंगे 3.7%. माइनिंग एंड क्वेरिंग हैज रजिस्टर्ड वेरी मॉडरेट ग्रोथ रेट. ऑलराइट, देन if you look at government final consumption expenditure, final consumption expenditure आपको पता है, final consumption expenditure is basically the consumption expenditure done by government here on the final goods, right? So government final consumption expenditure has also bounced back. That has pushed the economy. तो economy की जो overall aggregate demand की growth है, government's rise in the government final consumption expenditure has also contributed towards it, registering 9.7% growth rate in nominal terms. So this is in nominal terms, that is at current year prices. All right. And if we talk about real private final consumption expenditure, real means calculated at constant prices, base year prices, and here we are talking about private final consumption expenditure, not the government. The consumption expenditure on the final goods and services done by the private sector, it has reported 7% growth rate during Q1 of this financial year as compared to 8.3 in the previous year's quarter. Then if we talk about the gross fixed capital formation, the overall fixed capital formation GFCF, ये भी बहुत important है. Gross fixed capital formation क्या होता है? Gross includes the value of depreciation as well, है ना? तो gross में आपका depreciation भी included होता है. Fixed capital formation, how many fixed assets have been created? Fixed assets like land, building, etc. Machinery. So gross fixed capital formation has recorded 7.8% growth again at constant prices, real prices. Okay. So this is the data regarding all these segments. Government final consumption expenditure we have seen in nominal terms, real private final consumption expenditure at constant prices, and GFCF as well at constant prices. इसके बाद जो आपका आता है the quarterly estimates and growth rates. Quarterly estimates में real GDP is estimated at 47.89 lakh crore rupees. तो यहाँ पर absolute terms में आपका figure दिया हुआ है. In Q1, real GDP is estimated at 47.89 lakh crores. Remember this figure. On the other hand, the nominal GDP is estimated at 86.05 lakh crores. Okay, nominal GDP का estimation ये है. Real GVA और nominal GVA का figure भी हम यहाँ पर देखेंगे. Real GVA in Q1 is estimated at 44.64 lakh crores, more than the previous level. That is good. Also, nominal GVA for Q1 has been estimated at 78.25 lakh crores. You see, nominal figures will always be higher than the real one. Why? Because nominal has the impact of inflation as well. It is not adjusted for inflation. While the real figures, they are adjusted for inflation. So, nominal जितने भी आपके figures हैं GDP, GVA में, इनमें inflation का भी impact होता है. That's why they are always higher than the real GDP or GVA figures. ओके तो ये चारों भी आप याद रखेंगे. रियल जीडीपी 47.89 लाख करोड़, नॉमिनल जीडीपी 86.05 लाख करोड़, रियल जीवीए 44.64 लाख करोड़ एंड नॉमिनल जीवीए 78.25 लाख करोड़. आफ्टर दैट वी हैव द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इफ यू सी द सेक्टोरल कॉम्पोजिशन एंड ग्रोथ रेट्स ऑफ जीवीए. जीवीए में सेक्टोरल कॉम्पोजिशन यहाँ पर आपके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. यू कैन बी आस्क्ड about that. So maximum contribution sectoral composition of nominal GVA, if you see in Q1 25-26, maximum contribution is coming from financial, real estate and professional services. Financial, real estate and professional services 26%. ठीक है, ये आप याद रखेंगे. मैक्सिमम कंट्रीब्यूशन, दिस इज सेक्टोरल कॉम्पोजिशन ऑफ नॉमिनल जीवीए. नॉमिनल जीवीए में हम बात कर रहे हैं, दैट मीन्स करंट ईयर प्राइसेस के बेसिस पे कैलकुलेट हो रहा है. सो मैक्सिमम यू सी 26% इज कमिंग फ्रॉम फाइनेंशियल, रियल एस्टेट एंड प्रोफेशनल सर्विसेज. Then you have public administration, defense and other 15%, trade, hotels, transportation, communication 16%, agriculture का figure you must remember, agriculture, livestock, forestry, fishing, this is 15%. Okay. Agriculture, livestock, forestry and fishing is 15%. Mining and quarrying is 2%, manufacturing is 14%, and then electricity, gas, water and other utility services, they are only 3%. And we have seen that these utility segments, they have witnessed very nominal growth, right? So only 3% GVA contribution. Construction sector का ठीक ठाक है 9%. All right. So out of this, remember, maximum 26% coming from financial, real estate and professional services. Then you have agriculture and livestock का data काफी पूछा जाता है. तो you remember 15% from agriculture, livestock, forestry and fishing. All right. So these were the figures. कॉन्सेप्ट्स, रियल जीडीपी, नॉमिनल जीडीपी हम काफ़ी बार कर चुके हैं, तो आप यहाँ से सिर्फ डेटा याद करेंगे. रियल, नॉमिनल, जीवीए, जीडीपी दोनों का डेटा. सेक्टोरल डेटा जो मैंने आपको बताया वो भी आप याद रखेंगे. दैट हैज़ हाई चांसेस ऑफ बीइंग आस्क्ड इन दी अपकमिंग एग्जामिनेशन. ऑल राइट, सो दैट वाज इट फॉर दिस सेशन. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you so much for staying tuned in the class. Have a very good day. See you in the next session tomorrow.